These young men went to greet the Ashanti Hene during the funeral of the Ashanti Hema. The current debate is how the Ashantis see them and how Ghanaians from different tribes also see them. For starters, these young men are children of Tepa Banie ancestral deity. What the Ashantis see and believe are distinguished birthmarks on them that signifies purity, answered prayers, and strong spiritual connection. On the other hand, people from different tribes and even countries think it is just issues with dermatology, ophthalmology, and clinical genetics. And virtually everyone from different tribes other than the Ashantis believe that those young men have Waardenburg syndrome. For me, I don't know much about Ashanti spiritual issues, I just respect them. What I know is Waardenburg syndrome. So let's talk about Waardenburg syndrome. Waardenburg syndrome is a genetic disease that causes color changes in some parts of your body. The color changes are mostly found in your eyes, your skin, and your hair. It is estimated that out of 40,000 children, one of them can get Waardenburg syndrome. What we need to know is that the disease can affect anyone since it is a genetic disease. But your chances of getting Waardenburg syndrome are high when your parents have the disease. Sometimes your parents can have the disease, but it doesn't show at any part of their body. But they can give birth to a child who will have Waardenburg syndrome clear on the skin, the eyes, and the hair. The reason is that your parents may be carriers of Waardenburg syndrome, but they don't show symptoms and can give birth to a child who will show the symptoms because your parents are autosomal recessive. How will you know you have Waardenburg syndrome? Now, we have to know there are 4 types of Waardenburg syndrome, and each of them have distinct symptoms. But generally, the following are the symptoms. 1. Patch of white hair, usually above the forehead, like this. 2. Pale blue color eyes. Some people with Waardenburg syndrome have different eye colors, like this. Still on the eye, their iris, which is this part of your eye, can have its segment in 2 different colors. 3. Your skin can have light patches that are not like the same color of the rest of your body, like this. 4. Some people with Waardenburg syndrome can have ear problems in one or both ears. Number 5. Wide spaced eyes and broad nasal bridge, but that is common in type 1 Waardenburg syndrome. Number 6. Constipation and intestinal blockages, but that is associated with type 4 Waardenburg syndrome. So you will ask that why do those changes only happen at some parts of their bodies? And the reason is that those mutated genes in Waardenburg syndrome create cells like melanocytes that is responsible for the pigment of your skin, hair, and eye. Now that those genes are mutated in the case of Waardenburg syndrome, that is why you see those unusual colors on their skin, their eye, and their hair. Also, those mutated genes in Waardenburg syndrome affect the cells that are responsible in contributing to the proper functioning of your inner ear. That is why Waardenburg syndrome people can have hearing loss. So that is it, people of God.
12 seconds later.
Tepa Banie no friend to my fita.
Tepa Banie.
Tepa Banie nti. So be friend to my fita pe. No one say ye we Ashanti Hene baba bi.
Ma ho abakwasam kakra e de ne ma Tepa Hene nko ade obi e fra tuntum no wono de o fra
agona bo abeduro suso sa onso fra fita aboso no mienu no konfa no che bosom no e wa agona ene Tepa Banie, they played very important role to the extent that Banie no kra be kwa Ashanti Fante wo no, but the Banie si yawam bosom no ne betu tuo no a boy I wanna cambosom no Banie. What you say? Prepare the first about the course shots no. Na mama ko gini free Banie ho. In 1896 abrofo no chi prempe no. Mama no ko Banie ho no ho. Ha okokokokokwa. Obeba be wuha.
Omuntumi nya ne hwe.
Papa was away for 30 years in fear Biasa. Prempe by.
Prasa okojina no.
Prapa ko no nko skuda. Okwa transitions. Time so so obeba no. No prempe ya krachi no tim twere brofo ka brofo. Tepa Banie ma obabia e se fita aba no ho. Bia na sum ha ne fita wa ha ne ti hu bia fita wa ha. So ye broni a ne Tepa Banie ama oba o ye fita no fita pa bi beba beka
na ready no
Banie ba
edi entia
Banie ba ahyehyɛ de Ashantefu akonu bebre no bu abedro Banie tano nyansu atwumpuro bebre beraboso no koe Tepa Banie no frantuma fita
Tepa Banie
nti so be frantuma fita pe no hu say yewe sante hene baba bi
ma ho abakwasem kakra ede ne ma Tepa hene nko ade obi efra tuntum no wodo de ofra
agona bo abeduro suso sa onso fra fita aboso no mienu no konfa no che bosom no ewa agona ene Tepa Banie they played very important role to the extent that Banie no krabe kwa Ashanti Fante war no but the Banie si yawom bosom no ne betutuo no a boy yawana nka bosom no Banie what you say prepare the first about the course shots no na maame kwaje ni free Banie ho in 1896 abrofo no chi prempe no maame no call Banie ho no ho okokokokokwa obeba be wu ha
omuntumi nya ne hwe
prempe was away for 30 years in fear biasa prempe ba
prasa okojina no
prempe kono nko skuda okotena se shows tam so obeba no ne prempe ye krachi no timtwere borofo ka borofo Tepa Banie ma obabia se fita aba no ho bia na sum ha ne fita wa ha ne ti hu bia fita wa ha so ye broni a ne Tepa Banie ama oba oye fita no fita pa bi beba beka
na ready no
Banie ba
edi entia
Banie ba ahyehyɛ de Ashantefu akonu bebre no bu abedro Banie tano nyansu atwumpuro bebre beraboso no koe